Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my second Shop My Stash for the month of May. Now I've been using these products for the, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Today is Wednesday, so I've been using these products for about 3 full days now. So I can definitely give you my thoughts on them so far, as well as share with you the products that I'm using on my face for the entire week. So I really love doing these Shop My Stash videos. I really love shopping my stash for the week because it really allows me to go through my collection and find products that I either forgot about or may also on the other spectrum not be in love with anymore. So let's go ahead and get started because I definitely have a couple of those this week. So first, let's go ahead and start with the primers. So for primers this week, I'm using the Benefit Professional again. I did use this last week, but really forgot how wonderful it is, especially for combination skin. And I am using another more mattifying primer as well this week, specifically on my nose and in my T-zone, just the smallest amount. And that is the Makeup Forever Step 1 Skin Equalizer in the mattifying primer version. So those are the 2 primers that I'm using this week. Also under my foundation today, I did try the Benefit High Beam, and it was super dried out. So I did add a couple drops of water in it shortly before filming this video. So I'm hoping that will, nope. I'm hoping that will make it work a little bit better under foundation, but this is just a tiny little version of it. It blends out maybe slightly better than it did on my face this morning, but I just used that sort of on my cheekbones because I am using a more pink-toned palette this week, so I thought that would complement it quite nicely. Since we're talking about it, I'm using the Urban Decay Naked 3 palette. This one, let's see, I think this is probably the second least or most used palette in my Naked palette collection. Most used is definitely the first palette, least used is definitely the second. But this is what this palette looks like if you haven't seen it before. Beautiful rose toned shades, really brings out the green in my eyes. I wore this to, I want to say Easter a couple weeks ago, and my mom was obsessed with it and wanted to know what I was wearing, and as was my grandma. But definitely been loving this palette this week. You can surprisingly get a lot of different looks out of pink toned shadows. You can go more darker toned, you can go a little bit more lighter, more natural. Use this all over the brow bone and as a to set my sort of eye primer every day, but definitely have been loving that palette. Whoops. Haven't used the brush though this week. I usually never use the brushes that come in these palettes. Let's see, so that is primers and eyeshadows. For foundation this week, the reason I'm using the more mattifying primers is because I'm using a more glowy foundation. So this is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow in the shade 201 Classic Ivory. So in the tube it looks pretty fair and pretty almost neutral, but I noticed that throughout the day, I don't know if it looks too peach on my skin or if it looks more orangey on my skin, but this is definitely not a favorite. It also doesn't really last very well on my skin. As you can see, it's still on my skin, but things sort of show through. It's not super full coverage. It does not claim to be. It claims to be more medium coverage on the back, but it's just not one of my all-time favorites. Though I do enjoy that it is fair enough for my skin, it's just that undertone sort of doesn't really work all that well. So that is one of the things that I'm not really loving all that much this week. The other thing that I'm not really loving all that much this week, nor have I ever really enjoyed, is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. This is in the shade Fair Neutral. And I don't know what it is about this, but everyone on YouTube seems to be obsessed with this, or they really were at the time that it launched. However, I posted something on Instagram today with my makeup of the day. All that social media information will be down below. Shameless plug down there. But I posted something today on it asking if anyone else has had difficulties using this product, and surprisingly, there were, so it's not just me. But it's difficult to blend. It's not difficult to blend. It blends fine. It's just that after you've blended it, it like cakes up in really weird places and in really weird ways. It doesn't, it blends out, I wouldn't say beautifully. It blends out fine, but then again, once it is blended out, it just looks really strange in the weirdest of places. Like, there's one patch over here that looks really weird, but I'm completely hydrated. I even tried using an oil under my eyes today before I applied this, and it still did that really, really weird thing. Just not my favorite. Isn't that great of coverage under my eyes either, so this might be going to someone else, as it's not working for me, nor has it ever. So I was actually, again, really surprised that other people have found that to be the case with them as well. So that is the other disappointing product for me this week. Let's see. To set my face, I've been using this again. Basically, I've used this since I bought it. And even before that, I had a sample that I was using it because I'm obsessed with it. I will say that on top of this foundation, this powder makes the foundation look flawless, at least after you first apply it. It does break down on my skin throughout the day because I am a combination oily, like I said, but this definitely helps. So it fills in the pores, it makes everything look just beautiful. And I do use a damp sponge to set it in my T-zone, and then just a fluffy brush with the excess powder in the lid to sort of go over my entire face. I also use it to set my under eyes with the Real Techniques setting brush. Basically, if you're gonna buy anything ever, buy this. It's awesome. So that is my all-time favorite setting powder, and that is something I'm using this week as well. Let's do, eye primer. I'm still trying to use up this Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. This is probably my, second of these probably. They last forever because you really only need the smallest amount. As you can see, I had like the original packaging. They keep going on and off this Sephora and Ulta website with this old packaging on sale. So if it comes across, I'd pick it up. It's a great primer. It really, really works at preventing creasing on my eyes, as well as making my shadow last all day. So that is an awesome primer. And what I'm using this week for highlights, I am using two. Primarily this one, and that is the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector pressed in the shade Rose Quartz. First off, this packaging. This is a beautiful pink toned highlight. It normally is a bit dark on me. However, now that we are going into the more summer and spring and summer months, I am deepening up the tiniest hint, and it really does play well with my skin tone. Love, love, love this. Thought it would be perfect to use with my more pink toned eyeshadow palette this week, as well as this little guy, which is the Essence eyeshadow in the shade Apricota. So I also have 01 Snowflake, and again, this is Apricota 08. But this is a little bit more of a peachy toned highlight, but a super, super, super fair one. So if you are looking for a super affordable highlight and you're super fair complected, I would suggest Snowflake from Essence as well as Apricota. They are really just stunning, and if you tap off the excess, they apply beautifully as highlights. For bronzer, I'm using the Benefit Hoola. This is a full size that I picked up during, I believe it was during the Ulta, let's see, in the fall? Oh my gosh, has it already been? Maybe early in the winter. Their Boxo blushes went on sale for, I believe, 20% off, so I stocked up on this, as well as a couple other of their blush shades. Did I say Boxo bronzers? Boxo blushes. If I think I said bronzers. This is a bronzer, but their Boxo blushes were also on sale at the time, but this is the bronzer that I'm using this week. To be fair, giving this foundation a little bit more credit, I think this might also be looking a little bit orangey on my skin. Not really when I do it on like my cheekbone area and my temples, but primarily on my jawline. I think that's one of the issues with this foundation. I just almost dropped and shattered that. For blush this week, I'm using the Too Faced Love Flush blush in the shade Baby Love. Obsessed with this, a super natural flush with sort of a satin almost finish. Love this blush. Oh no, my little lid went somewhere. For brows this week, I'm using my e.l.f. brow pencil in the shade, I want to say it's brunette. Neutral brown. I wanted to say it was brunette. But this is what this little guy looks like. I will say I'm not obsessed with this because the point, I don't know why I was putting it down there, because the point does not stay very fine tipped. So it's kind of a little bit more difficult when trying to sort of shape your brows. I will also say this is more of like a pomade stick as opposed to like the Anastasia Brow Wiz, which is a little bit more firm. This is pretty soft on the skin and on the brows. And I'm not sure if I like that or not. But that is the conclusion on the e.l.f. brow pencil. It is soft. I'm not sure if I like it. All right, for mascara, I think this is the last product on my face. So for mascara this week, I've been trying to use up my Maybelline, the Mega Plush Volume Express mascara in the shade, oh my goodness, Blackest Black. This is what this guy looks like, the wand. I've always really enjoyed this mascara. This is what the wand looks like. There's mascara on the end. The wand looks like this. There's sort of, it's a plasticky wand, so it's not a natural bristle wand. But of the plasticky wands, it closely resembles a more natural bristle wand. The formula is more wet than I'm used to. But this is a mascara that I'm trying to use up. It's been open for a while, so that is why I'm using it this week. If you guys have any questions about any of the products that I've discussed or that are on my face currently, for lips. I'm not actually, this is not, I guess, in my Shop My Stash because I usually don't wear lipsticks during the week because I basically get to work and immediately eat my breakfast and drink my coffee. But the lipstick I'm wearing currently is the Marc Jacobs La Marque Lip Cream in the shade Slow Burn 246. Love this shade. It's a really pretty sort of my lips but better, but a little bit more rosy toned or pinky toned. But that is what is on my list. And if you guys have any questions about any of these products, please let me know down below. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And thanks so much for watching. Bye.